Alyssa stepped into the bustling airport, pulling her small carry-on behind her. The bright morning sunlight streamed through the massive windows, casting long shadows across the floor. Around her, the energy of travelers filled the air, families excitedly discussing their vacations, businesspeople glued to their phones, and kids laughing as they pulled their tiny suitcases. Alyssa couldn't help but smile. Her long-awaited holiday had finally arrived. She glanced at the departure board to confirm her flight number, then headed toward baggage claim to retrieve her checked luggage. Everything had gone smoothly so far, and she was eager to start her journey. This is going to be perfect, she thought as she waited by the conveyor belt, watching as suitcase after suitcase rolled past. Minutes ticked by, and her smile began to fade. The crowd around the conveyor belt thinned out, but her suitcase was nowhere to be seen. She double-checked the tag on her boarding pass. Flight 372, baggage claim C, it read, matching the sign above the belt. Alyssa felt a twinge of anxiety. She glanced around, hoping to spot her bright red suitcase in someone else's hands by mistake. But no, it wasn't there. She took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. "Okay, this is just a small hiccup," she murmured to herself. Turning to the nearest airline representative, she put on her friendliest smile. "Excuse me," she said, her voice slightly hesitant. "I think my luggage is missing." The representative, a young man with a clipboard, nodded reassuringly. "I can help with that. Can you describe your bag for me?" "Yes, it's a red suitcase, medium-sized, with a black handle and wheels," Alyssa replied. She gestured with her hands to indicate the approximate size. "It also has a small yellow tag with my name on it." The representative jotted down notes on his clipboard. "Got it. Let me check our system to see if there's been a mix-up. Please wait here for a moment." Alyssa nodded, stepping aside as the representative disappeared into a back office. Around her, the airport buzzed with activity. She couldn't help but feel out of place, watching others retrieve their luggage effortlessly and head toward their destinations. She shifted nervously on her feet, clutching her carry-on. The excitement of her trip now felt overshadowed by uncertainty. While waiting, she decided to practice what she'd learned from her English lessons. "Excuse me, can you help me?" she whispered to herself. Then, louder, "I think my luggage is missing." She repeated the phrases under her breath, imagining the scenarios where she might need to use them again. It was a way to stay focused and not let her nerves get the best of her. After a few minutes, the representative returned, his expression apologetic. "Ms. Alyssa, it looks like your suitcase wasn't loaded onto this flight. We're currently tracking it down, but it might have been sent to a different terminal or airport." Alyssa's heart sank. Oh no. What do I do now? Don't worry, he said, offering a reassuring smile. We'll help you locate it. But it might take some time. Let's go to the baggage assistance desk so we can file a report. Gathering her courage, Alyssa nodded and followed him. Despite the setback, she reminded herself to stay patient and positive. After all, this was only the beginning of her adventure. Alyssa's footsteps echoed softly as she followed the airline representative through the busy terminal. They arrived at a small, glass-enclosed office marked Baggage Services, where a woman in uniform greeted them with a polite nod. "This is Ms. Alyssa," the representative explained. "Her suitcase appears to be missing." The woman gestured toward a desk with a computer. "Please have a seat, Ms. Alyssa. Let's start by gathering some details." Alyssa sat down, placing her carry-on by her feet. The woman typed rapidly as she asked questions. "Can you confirm your flight number?" "Flight 372, Alyssa replied. "From Chicago to Orlando." "And the approximate size and color of your suitcase?" "It's medium-sized, bright red, with a black handle and wheels. It also has a yellow tag with my name." The woman nodded, entering the details into the system. "Got it. We'll use this information to track your luggage. Sometimes bags are sent to the wrong carousel or even the wrong terminal." Alyssa's anxiety eased slightly. "How long does it usually take to find a missing bag?" "It varies," the woman admitted. "Most cases are resolved within a few hours. But if it's at another airport, it might take longer." The thought of waiting hours or even days was unsettling, but Alyssa appreciated the honesty. She leaned back, trying to remain calm. "Thank you for helping. What should I do in the meantime?" "Feel free to wait here, or we can call you once we have an update." "Do you have a phone number where we can reach you?" Alyssa provided her contact details and decided to wait. As the woman continued working, she couldn't help but overhear snippets of conversations from other travelers dealing with similar issues. It was oddly comforting to know she wasn't alone. A few minutes later, the woman glanced up. "We've located your bag in our system. It's currently listed as being at Terminal D. That's on the other side of the airport." Relief washed over Alyssa. "Thank goodness. What should I do now?" "I'll print out a claim ticket for you. Take this to the Terminal D baggage office, and they'll assist you further. It's about a 15-minute walk, or you can take the shuttle." Alyssa thanked her profusely and took the claim ticket. Clutching it tightly, she set off toward Terminal D, her determination renewed. The sooner she reached her suitcase, the sooner she could start her vacation. Despite the inconvenience, she reminded herself to stay positive. At least now, she had a plan. As Alyssa made her way through the sprawling airport toward Terminal D, her steps quickened with anticipation. The claim ticket felt reassuring in her hand. However, navigating the massive terminal proved to be a challenge. Signs pointed in every direction, and the constant flow of people made it difficult to keep her bearings. At one particularly confusing intersection, she paused to check the map on a nearby directory. "Okay, Terminal D is this way," she muttered, pointing to her left. As she turned, she nearly collided with a man struggling to balance a stack of papers and a carry-on bag. "Oh, I'm so sorry," Alyssa said, stepping back quickly. The man, clearly flustered, gave her a quick smile. No, it's my fault. I wasn't looking." Alyssa noticed his accent and decided to ask, "Are you looking for something? You seem a bit lost." "Actually, yes," he admitted, adjusting his grip on the papers. "I'm trying to find Gate 26, but this airport is like a maze." She smiled, feeling a bit more at ease herself. "It really is. Gate 26 should be near Terminal D. I'm heading that way too. Want to walk together?" "That would be great." "Thank you," he said, visibly relieved. "I'm Carlos, by the way." "Alyssa. Nice to meet you." As they walked, they exchanged stories. Carlos explained that he was attending a conference and had just arrived from Brazil. Alyssa shared her vacation plans and her current luggage predicament. "It sounds stressful," Carlos said sympathetically. "Traveling always comes with surprises, doesn't it?" "It really does," Alyssa agreed. "But I'm trying to stay positive." Their conversation continued as they navigated the terminal together. Alyssa found herself feeling more confident speaking English, especially when explaining directions or sharing her experiences. It was a small but encouraging reminder of how much she had learned. Upon arriving at Terminal D, Alyssa and Carlos exchanged quick goodbyes as he veered off toward Gate 26. She headed straight for the baggage office, clutching her claim ticket. The office was smaller than she expected, with a single desk staffed by a middle-aged man who greeted her with a warm smile. "Hi, how can I help you?" he asked, looking up from his computer. Alyssa handed over her claim ticket. "Hi, I was told my suitcase might be here. It's red, medium-sized, with a yellow name tag." The man took the ticket and typed into his system. "Let's take a look. Sometimes bags are sent here by mistake." She watched nervously as he worked, his eyes scanning the screen. After a few moments, he nodded. "Good news. Your suitcase is here. I'll grab it for you." Relief flooded Alyssa's face. "Thank you so much." The man disappeared into a back room and returned moments later, rolling out a familiar red suitcase. Alyssa's heart leapt. That's it. He placed the suitcase in front of her and smiled. Just check to make sure everything is in order. Alyssa unzipped the bag and quickly looked through it. Everything was exactly as she'd packed it. It's perfect. Thank you again. The man handed her a small form to sign. Just sign here to confirm you've received it. She signed the paper and gave him a grateful smile. You've been so helpful. I really appreciate it. That's what we're here for. Safe travels, Ms. Alyssa. Enjoy your vacation. As Alyssa wheeled her suitcase out of the office, a wave of gratitude and relief washed over her. The ordeal was finally over, and she could now focus on enjoying her trip. She made her way to the exit, her spirits lifted and her determination to stay positive reaffirmed. Walking out of Terminal D with her suitcase safely in tow, Alyssa felt a renewed sense of excitement for her trip. The late afternoon sun was now casting a warm glow over the busy airport, and her earlier anxiety felt like a distant memory. She paused at a nearby seating area to reorganize her belongings and plan her next steps. As she zipped her carry-on shut, her phone buzzed with a message from Carlos. Message. Made it to my gate, thanks again for the help. Hope the rest of your trip goes smoothly. Don't forget to stay positive. Alyssa smiled, quickly typing back. Reply. Thank you, Carlos. Have a great time at your conference. Sitting there, she reflected on everything that had happened. Despite the stressful start, the experience had taught her a lot. U2014 not just about navigating unexpected situations, but also about using her English skills confidently. Every conversation, whether with Carlos or the airport staff, had been an opportunity to practice and learn. She pulled out a small notebook she always carried during her travels. On a blank page, she wrote, Lessons learned today. Stay calm in unexpected situations. Practice polite phrases like excuse me, can you help me, and thank you. Be open to meeting new people. U2014 you never know who might brighten your day. Keep a positive attitude, things often work out in the end. Satisfied with her list, Alyssa put the notebook away and grabbed her phone to check her hotel confirmation. Her trip was back on track, and she felt more confident than ever. As she left the airport and stepped into the waiting taxi, Alyssa thought about how small victories, like finding her suitcase, could make a big difference in building confidence. She gave the driver her destination and leaned back, ready to embrace the adventures ahead.